Let me just hit you with a hard truth right from the start. For most of you, the biggest thing holding you back isn't your vocabulary or your grammar. It's this. You're not actually speaking English. You're translating it in your head, word by word. And that tiny little delay, that's the Grand Canyon between feeling frustrated and actually being fluent.
So, that little habit we just talked about, translating everything in your head, yeah, I call that the translation trap. And we're going to break down exactly why this one hidden habit is the #1 reason you're not speaking English as smoothly as you want to.
Okay, just take a look at this. It lays it all out pretty clearly, right? On the left, you've got translation. It's slow, it's clunky. It's like you're building a sentence with tiny little Lego bricks, one by one. And what happens? You're just buffering, like a terrible internet connection. And the real-life conversation, it's already moved on without you. But then, look over at fluency. It's fast. It's about whole ideas, whole sentences. And the most important part, you're just reacting in English.
And this right here, this is the real kicker. This is the cost of that delay. Real conversation doesn't hit pause. You hear something, you have the perfect thing to say, but your brain goes into overdrive, checking grammar, searching for that one word. And by the time you've built that perfect sentence, poof, the moment is gone, the conversation has moved on.
All right, so how do we actually fix this? What's the secret? Well, here's the thing. We've got to change the entire goal. Your mission isn't to get faster at translating. No way. Your mission is to stop translating completely. We have to make this huge shift from thinking about English to just reacting in English. We're going to build some reflexes. So what even is a reflex? Super simple. It's an automatic response. Zero thought required. I mean, think about it. When someone says, "How are you?" you don't stop and analyze the grammar, do you? Of course not. You just say, "I'm good, thanks. How about you?" That right there, that's a reflex. And our job is to get you more of those for basically every situation you can imagine.
Okay, so that's the big question, isn't it? If the goal is to build these automatic responses, these reflexes, how in the world do we actually do that? How do we train our brains to work this way? Well, let's get into the good stuff, the actual toolkit.
All right, tool #1, and honestly, this might be the most powerful one. It requires a complete change in how you study. I'm serious. You need to stop learning single isolated words. Instead, you're going to start learning complete sentences. This literally changes the game. You're not collecting little building blocks anymore. You're collecting ready-to-use tools.
I mean, just think about the logic here. If you learn the word tired, what do you really have? One little puzzle piece. You still have to do all that mental work to build a sentence around it. But if you just learn, "I am tired," boom, you have a complete thought ready to go. Sentences give you flow. They give you context. Single words just give your brain more work and more chances to fall back into that translation trap. Okay, our second tool is all about what you're taking in. Think of it this way. You can't produce what you haven't absorbed. It's just not possible. To build your speaking reflexes, you have to train your listening reflexes first. Your ears and your mouth, they're directly connected. When you train your ears to recognize the patterns, you're basically giving your mouth a cheat sheet for later. But, and this is a huge but, not all listening is created equal. Passively having an English movie on in the background, that's like walking into a gym, looking at all the equipment, and then walking out. It might feel like you did something, but you didn't build any muscle. Active, focused listening, that's lifting the weights. That's where all the real progress happens. So here's a super practical 20-minute daily workout you can start today. First, a quick 5-minute warm-up. Just listen to a podcast about something you actually love. This gets your brain into English mode. Then, for 10 minutes, we do a deep dive. Try to write down every single word from a short audio clip. This forces your brain to catch all those little connector words. And finally, the last 5 minutes, we shadow. This is so cool. It's basically karaoke for speaking. You play the audio and speak right along with it, copying the rhythm and the intonation. This builds real muscle memory for your mouth. Okay, so now we have the tools. We know what to do. But there's one final barrier, and this one, well, it's all in your head. It's that trap of waiting until you feel ready or confident enough to speak. This is the big mental block that keeps all that knowledge you've learned totally locked away. I really want you to burn this sentence into your brain. We have it completely backward. We think that first we need to feel confident and then we'll speak. But the reality is the exact opposite. Speaking, even when you make mistakes, especially when you make mistakes, is the very action that manufactures confidence.
So here's the bottom line. Stop waiting. Ready isn't a destination you arrive at. It's just a feeling, and it's a feeling that will never show up on its own. Action has to come first. Confidence is the result of your practice, not the ticket you need to get into the show. Every single time you open your mouth and try, you are literally building the very confidence you think you're waiting for.
So let's end with action, not just theory. Don't think about 100 words you need to learn. Just think of one. What is one useful sentence you can learn and say out loud today, right now? Start there. Because those small steps, the ones you practice every single day, that's what builds real fluency.